records never get old. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Stand aside. With guitar in hand, up front in the band. Here comes the king. Some friends. Why did such a thing make you uptight and tense? You're high-strung, babe. You're high-strung, babe. And a high-strung woman makes for a high-strung man. I go out at night for a drink or two. It seems somehow that bothers you. You're high-strung, babe. High-strung babe, and a high-strung woman makes for a high-strung man. Monday mornings might oversleep some. You act up, say I'm lazy and a bum. You're high-strung, babe. You're high-strung, baby. And a high-strung woman makes for a high-strung man. All right now. High-strung babe, a high-strung woman makes for a high-strung man.
All right. Think you guys should be able to hear me, I hope. All right, cool. Let me put this away. Little Twisted Sister. I always loved that song. Never played it though. I just learned it today. It's not very hard to learn. Let me see. Sitting. That's a little better. And I got levels here. I got levels there. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. And if you heard that, okay. Let me put on my headphones. See what's going on here. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. And all right, cool. All right. Yeah, that is a great tune, and I love that song. I don't know why we never. Well, I guess Dee Snider is a hard guy to cover if you're a singer, because he's a great singer. It's hard to do that live. Maybe that song's not so hard, but I know that some of the Twisted Sister stuff, the old stuff, the classic stuff, is pretty high up there in the range. So, anyway, how's everybody doing today? Another week. We start off another week. Thanks for joining me last week. We had a special show last week. It was a show all about Smeer, my past band, the last band I was in. And had a guest, the drummer of Smeer, Neil, joined me last week, and it was a good show. Got a lot of good feedback from everybody, and it was fun to do. It was something different. Usually don't do shows with guests, but now I'm going to start doing a little bit more of it since I've got the proper setup to handle that. So we will probably do some more stuff like that in the future, whether it's guests, musicians, or YouTubers, or whatever we can get our hands on, we'll try to do for you. All right, let me make sure everything is working here. Looks like everything's going good. Let me go to the top of the chat. Maybe I'll do it on this chat. I've got a couple of windows open here. We got Jose Benito Martinez Jr. Man, that's a long name. I know he's in California. That's what I know about Jose Benito. How's it going, my friend? Zach, Zach was beat today. He was usually the first one in, but today Jose beat him. But that's okay. How's it going, Zach? Brad Egan, how's it going? Mr. Brad, we looked at his bass. He built a bass. I think we looked at it at not last week's show, but the show prior to that, the week prior to that. So if you haven't seen that, check that out, because some pretty nice work by Brad. And we'll probably show you some more stuff that Brad has done in the future here. So that'll be cool. Will Starr, how are you, Will? Nice to see you. Mr. Ben Coombs, how's it going, Ben? Got a chance to watch most of your show yesterday. Good stuff. Terry Himes, how are you, Terry? Who else we got in here? CN8800, my buddy John from down the road a bit in New Brunswick. And let me just go down a little bit more here and see who else. Mr. BHB Jr. That's Bruce. How are you, Bruce? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. And let me just move that a bit. Cool. All right, that's cool. And who else we've got in here? We got Janice Lala in the house. How are ya? And down. Just going down the list, going down. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. If I did miss you, you can tag me in the chat and just let me know, hey, idiot, you missed me. And I'll might respond to that. We'll see. We got Dan of NJ in the house. How are you, Dan of NJ? Nice to see you. So we got some regulars in here. We've always got some good people to chat with. And tonight we're going to have a little hangout, a little Q&A. We're going to look at some news. We're going to have another look for a Strat. It's been a mission that has proven to be pretty unsuccessful. Let's put it that way. The slim pickings in the custom shop Strat 56, 57 area in white. Not much out there. I can tell you that. But we keep looking. So tonight we'll have a look, and I'll show you how slim the pickings are. We'll go on Reverb, which usually has a good selection of stuff, and you'll see what I mean. There's not much out there. And what is out there is way overpriced. So I think if you're in the market to sell anything like a Fender or a Gibson or something like that, especially if you've got a custom shop thing, Now's the time, folks, if you're looking to sell something, because I don't know how long this is going to last, but man, people are buying up these guitars and they're buying them up at top $1. So again, if you got something you're not playing and you don't mind, parting with, I think the market is in your favor today. We got Guitar Hack in house. How are you, Guitar Hack? Nice, nice. Alrighty then. So let me go to my other screen here, make sure that I've got everything queued up. We got a few little news stories, nothing too crazy. There's not much going on in music, obviously, because everything's shut down, but I just want to see what that says. Okay, cool. All right, let's see if we can look at some news items for tonight, folks. There are a few news items, not very much, but let's see. All right, man, I'm like, which way do I have to go with these windows? I keep changing my camera angles and then I forget to position the overlays and all the templates. All right, this day in 1973, if you were a Pink Floyd fan, you might remember this day because it was a big day for Pink Floyd. It was today that they released their 8th studio album, The Dark Side of the Moon. And The Dark Side of the Moon is insane. Is an insane album for what it has achieved. It remained in the U.S. charts for 741 continuous weeks from 73 to 88. Can you imagine? That's a long time for it to be in the U.S. charts. It was longer than any other album in history. After moving to Billboard Top Pop Catalog chart, the album notched up further to 759 weeks on the chart. So, unbelievable. It actually reached a total of 1,500 weeks on the combined charts by May 2006. So, 45 million copies sold of that album. 45 million. And it's Pink Floyd's most commercially successful album. And it is one of the best-selling albums of all time. So today, I guess it would have been March 1st, 1973. That's a big day for Pink Floyd and Pink Floyd fans. Mr. BHB here says he's wearing a Pink Floyd. There you go. He's wearing a Pink Floyd metal shirt right now. Awesome. Well, I don't know if you remembered back in '73 when that album launched, but I guess it was I wasn't really into music in '73. I would have been about 4 years old or so. So I wasn't really aware of music too much back then, I think. But yeah, huge album for these folks. Unbelievable. Other album news in '75. The Eagles went to #1 on the U.S. singles chart with Best of My Love. It was the first of 5 U.S. #1s for the band. So Best of My Love, I think you guys, if you're an Eagles fan, you know that song. It's pretty popular. Ben Coombs says he was 1 in '73. Okay. Yeah, you wouldn't remember that. Metal is an album from Pink Floyd. Yep. Yeah, I'm assuming that's one of your favorites, Bruce. So yeah, the Eagles, it was today in '75, they released the U.S., their #1, Best of My Love. And let's see, who else? Oh, there was another story on Nirvana that I wanted to share with you. Today in 1994, back in this day, March 1st, was the last day, or the last show Nirvana ever played. And the interesting part about that is that on that concert, it was in Munich, Germany. It was about for 3,000. It was in a 3,000 seat venue at a small airport hangar, and the power actually went off during their show, so they actually did most of the show acoustic. So it was an acoustic show, though. So that ended up being Nirvana's last live performance. Isn't that something? their final ever concert back on this day in 1994 in Munich, Germany. Unbelievable. That's a long time ago. And then just kind of on a side note, if anybody was ever going to try this, I know some folks back in the 80s tried it. Motley Crue fan who claimed that his hearing had been impaired or damaged after a show in New Jersey had his I guess he sued the band, but the lawsuit was thrown out of court. The judge said you were sitting too close to the PA or the speakers and threw him out of court. So that was back on this day in 1997. If you're a Motley Crue fan, and if anybody's ever thinking of suing a band because they're of hear loss of going to a concert, you might want to think again. I don't think you're going to win. But that's that. Hey, we got Gary Big G Tholander in the house. We got Quentin James. There's Quentin James in the house. How are you, Quentin? Quentin's supposed to send me a t-shirt, but he never did, so I'll keep waiting. Let's see. Dan and I graduated in 70, Janice. Wow. I'd like to go back to the 70s. 70s were awesome. Han Solo, how is it going? And who else we got? So we got a few more people jumping in. We got a good crowd in here tonight. Awesome. Let me go back to my other camera. So those were the news items. Not very much stuff, but a few dates there that were pretty significant as far as album releases and number ones and so forth. So I think that's pretty cool. So let's go back here. Man, I don't know if my camera angle is all fucked up. All right, we'll figure it out. It'll work. All right, let me go back here. So yeah, we got crazy amount of snow today. We got some snow on the weekend too. So I think we got like 20 centimeters on Saturday evening into Sunday morning. And then it was pretty nice out as far as weather. It wasn't too cold or whatever, but then this morning it started snowing around 7 and it's still snowing out there. I went out and did the driveway one pass like this afternoon because I knew there would be way too much, and it's like this real thick snow, real wet snow. So I have a tractor with a snowblower on it, which thank God, but even that was struggling in that amount of snow that was out there. So I'm going to have to probably after this show is go back out there and finish the job. To clear the driveway and stuff. But man, you should see it out there. So what I want to do right now, I want to show you a picture I took out of my front yard. This was this afternoon. And let's see if I can bring this up. All right, go here. And how do I... And I go here. Is it photos? iPhone. There we go. Come on. Why is that not working now? Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I know what I need to do here. Dude. Bear with me. I'm an amateur. So I will figure this out. And we will do that. And then we will do that. And then we will do that. So this is outside of my house. So if I'm looking out towards the street, so that's the house across the street, and then we have a lot of, forestry and stuff, a lot of pine trees out there. Well, that's how it looked out, like probably about 2.5 hours ago, and it hasn't stopped snowing. And as you can see, I've done the driveway, so you can see the snow banks are pretty high there. But it's it's coming down, and I don't mind it actually because we're into snowmobiling and everything. So we need the snow if you're into that type of stuff. But man, that's a lot of snow. We went out yesterday, and I took here's a picture of me and my snowmobile out in there in the woods. Yes, that was yesterday. That was before all the snow we got today. So we already had a ton, and it snowed on the weekend. But yesterday we just rode probably a couple hours because the trails weren't really groomed. And if you were hitting a trail that wasn't groomed, there was really thick snow, you would get stuck in it. Even on a snowmobile, believe it or not. It's crazy. So we just went on a few trails that were groomed and just came home early that day. But man, it is beautiful out there as far as the woods and nature and stuff like that. That's another picture in the trails. Quentin says, yikes. Yeah, Quentin, you haven't seen anything yet as far as snow goes. That's just out in the woods. There we were. This was Saturday afternoon, really beautiful day. Snow. It wasn't snowing yet at that point. Like it had snowed a little bit during the week, but nothing major. So the major storms happened Saturday night and then all day today. But and there I am all bundled up with the rocket. These things are insane. Let me tell you that much. You got to be so careful with these because 150 horsepower right at your thumb, and if you hit the throttle, it just goes like crazy. And you have to really be gentle with them, or else you'll get caught off surprise and soon up against a tree. So be very careful if you're getting into snowmobiling. Here's another shot of it. Here's me being silly. But as far as the snow, yeah, and this is, let me see if this picture here, again, this is outside my front yard or whatever, side yard, looking out towards the street. It's pretty white out there. And I wanted to show you, if I can find it. I can't see it here. Maybe I don't have it on my iPad. I might have it on my phone. I didn't transfer over. But, and there's my wife. So we wear these big helmets that have a heated shield. So the helmet has a plug that comes down into your jacket, and basically it plugs into your sled, and then that basically heats up the shield so it doesn't fog up when you ride. Otherwise, the cold and your breath inside the helmet would basically make the shield fog up and you wouldn't be able to see anything. So there's an actual plug that goes into the snowmobile. And we also wear these, you can't see my cursor, but on the right on the side of the helmet, you see that little antenna sticking out. That's a little communicator. So me and my wife can talk to each other from a distance. And we also have music from our iPhones going in their speakers in the helmet, so we can listen to music and we can talk to each other. And it's a good thing we have those, because when you're on the trail and stuff, I'm ahead of her and she's back a little ways, not too far, but we're coming up to some other snowmobiles or a big corner or something hazardous or whatever. I can let her know pretty quick in the back, hey, slow down, there's something coming or whatever. And if she needs to stop or something like that, she can just let me know real quick and we can do that. If you don't have that, it's hard out there because you can't hear nothing, obviously. And if you're on a sled and you're cruising down the trail, you won't know what's coming unless somebody tells you. So that's why we have those. They're pretty handy. But in the cold, the battery we use them for motorcycles, and in the summer they last pretty much all day. But in the cold, they'll last about 5 hours maybe, and then the battery dies. So we bring like little portable batteries with us so we can plug in during the day if we need to, because sometimes we're gone from 9 in the morning till could be right after dinner, like 5 o'clock. So we're pretty much all day out there on the trails. So, and the trail system is awesome. It goes all over New Brunswick, so it's really, really cool. There's a close-up of it there. But you get the point. That's what we've been doing. But I said when I moved here back in October, when I moved to New Brunswick from Ontario, that I definitely needed to find something to do in winter because I would go nuts, because winter here in New Brunswick is very different than winter in Ontario. In Ontario, you get winter, but it's not as, as far as the snow amounts and the cold is very different. It doesn't last as long, doesn't start as early. So this year was kind of a weird year because we didn't get a lot of snow until February, but usually in December there's tons of snow here already, and it goes until end of April. We still have snow on the ground, maybe even in the beginning of May sometimes. So I knew that when I moved here that I was going to get into some sort of winter sport. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting in here watching TV, and that's not my thing. So we're doing snowmobiles, and that's the first time I've ever done snowmobiling. Pretty much, I tried snowmobiling like way back when I was a kid. Friends had them or whatever. I'd try them for 15 minutes, and that was it. I never really got into them. I was more of a motorcycle guy, but really glad that I did. It's awesome. My wife loves it. So it's like motorcycling in winter. So motorcycle in summer, snowmobile in winter, and you get all the seasons covered. Let's see. Terry Himes says, yes, back in the day when I skied and I had a snowmobile, loved winter. Not, yeah. Well, see, that's the thing with me. I hated winter, right? Yeah, 150 horsepower. And the new one that was announced last week, the new ones coming out for 2022 are 180 horsepower. So like another 30 horsepower on top of that. It'll get 100 miles an hour pretty quick. It's crazy. But yeah, like Terry Himes was saying, he doesn't like winter as much because he used to do a lot of winter sports. But that's the thing with me. I hated winter. I was like, when I get older and retire, I'm going to move down someplace down south where there's no snow, there's no cold. But I've kind of turned the opposite direction with all that and moving back here and just embracing it and finding things to do during winter. And if you're dressed properly and stuff and you're doing a fun activity like snowmobiling or whether it's skiing or, whatever it is that you're into, if you have a lot of fun doing it, the season is not as bad as, just sitting there waiting for it to end or dreading the start of it. So I've kind of switched my thinking all around. I used to be like, I hate snow and I couldn't stand it. And now I've been waiting for snow like this now for a while, and I'm like looking out the window. Wow, awesome! I'm real happy. So pretty cool helmet. I always think he said helmet. Yeah, those helmets are pretty cool. Neat. Yeah, I know the hand signals already. Like if there's some, like every time a sled comes towards me, I have to do like this. Number one, that means that there's one more sled behind me, and that's Elaine. And then Elaine has to do this. That means there's nobody behind her. Unless there is somebody behind her, then she would have to put up the number of how many are there. But yeah, there are hand signals and things like that. But when you're flying down the trail and somebody's coming or whatever, sometimes it's you got to be quick. And if you let go of the handlebar, it's not like a motorcycle. That thing is just, it's crazy. It's taken me a few rides to really get used to it, that's for sure. 1975 Arctic Cat. Wow. Yeah, the sleds today are just insane. The technology in them and the power, it's just crazy. Yeah, Ben, I'm not kidding you. 180 horsepower on the new ones. And they're pretty much instant torque, so hold on. The thing with a sled is it's the acceleration it's not like a motorcycle. A motorcycle, I've driven the fastest motorcycles made, like the Kawasaki ZR14 Turbo is like one of the fastest production motorcycles. And even that, the acceleration level on a skidoo or a snowmobile is more than those things. And those things are over 200 horsepower. But on snow, being that low and the way that track hits and basically hooks up on snow or whatever, it's instant. And it basically pulls your arms like right out. It's just, and you could be riding down the trail at 45 miles an hour. You're going pretty fast and your throttle's halfway. And you just give it more throttle and it even pulls at that point. Like it pulls your arms out because it has so much torque at all levels of RPM. So that's the big difference for me compared to riding a motorcycle is the sleds the acceleration level is insane. So you really got to be prepared for it. And these ones have 3 modes on them. They have eco mode, they have sport or standard and sport. And that really tailors the throttle response. So my wife rides in eco most of the time because she doesn't want it to be so sensitive on the throttle. And it kind of dials back the horsepower a little bit. On standard, it's full horsepower. Throttle response is pretty much, dead on. And then sport model is insane, or like it unleashes everything. And as soon as you touch the throttle, the thing takes off. So you have to be careful with that mode unless you're really used to it. Because you could hit the bumps and stuff and your thumb will hit the throttle and then the thing will just go without you knowing or really wanting it to do that. But you just hit it because of the thing. You're in bumps and you're all over the place sometimes on some trails. So, yeah, it's quite the experience. I'm having fun with it though, and my wife is too. And we've had a couple of scary moments because we're new to it, and now we know what to expect and what the thing is going to do at certain situations. So we're pretty careful, and we still have to be really careful in tight trails, but sometimes it's like a wide open field you can see for miles in front of you and stuff. Then you can let it out a little bit and have some fun. Let's see. Guitar Hack says, don't use turn signals in Kentucky. You'll frighten the locals. Yeah, Guitar Hack had a little situation when he went down to Summer NAMM, and I believe he had a little fender bender in Kentucky. So he hasn't forgotten about those folks. Let's see. Embrace the seasons and keep entertained. Yeah, that's the way to do it, I think. Because as soon as you stop enjoying things, and it's just time going by at that point, I don't know. We have to try to enjoy every minute that we can in our lives, because we don't know. Like, I could, tomorrow I could be gone. Who knows? Nobody has a crystal ball or knows for sure how long we're here. So I'm trying to make the best of every minute. Ryan jumps gear. Yeah, I could do I was thinking of doing a video series on snowmobiles, but it's a lot of work. Because if think about it, you put a GoPro on your helmet and you go out and you film yourself or film riding or whatever. So you're seeing that aspect, the trails and stuff. But then you got to set up the GoPro down the trail to see it from a different angle. I just want to get out there and ride. I don't really want to get into a whole film production about a ride. So if I was doing like a review on the sled or something like that, but for this channel, it's not really, geared towards that stuff, unless you guys are interested in that stuff. You guys come here for music and guitars and, that type of stuff. I'm not going to start populating my channel with, motorcycles and snowmobiles. I should do a separate channel if I wanted to get into that and just do that. But then it's just another thing you got to do, more work. And then I think you enjoy the sport less now because you're creating content about it, which is fine, but it takes time to create content and film all that when you're out there. And like I said, I like to get out there and ride, not sit around and film. So how many Les Pauls can a Bombardier clear? Quite a bit, but I'm not going to try it. Hey, Brad Miller, there he is. He's got a great Strat. Picked up a custom shop a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago now. It's got a great looking guitar there. Now I want to go snowmobile take off. Well, if you are going to try snowmobiling, Bruce, just start slow and be careful, because they are quite the handful. Oh, I know what you posted, Quentin. I think I saw something and I just kind of skipped through it because I didn't want to see it. For those who don't know, Quentin posts like needles and stuff that I'm kind of queasy about, so he keeps taunting me with that stuff. All right, let's have a look. I'm going to show you guys the success that I'm having finding this Strat here. We're going to go on Reverb. So let me, if I do that, and let's go here. All right. So tonight, before coming on to the stream, maybe a half an hour before starting the stream, I went on Reverb, typed in what I was looking for, Fender Custom Shop Strat 56. I'm looking for a 56 or a 57 reissue, but I put 56 in here just for fun. I put my price range, so I figured you'll never find one lower than 2,500, and then that's even pushing it. And I put 6,000 as the top price. 12 listings. Well, I guess I've got it set to anything that ships to Canada, and the seller can be anywhere in the world. There are 12 listings, and I believe there is only one white one, and it's not really a relic. I want the relic because of the back of the neck is sanded. If the back of the neck was sanded on a one that wasn't relic, I would entertain that, but the back of the neck is a must. This is a white maple neck, and you can see it's close to $5,000 Canadian, but the back of the neck is just your standard. It's like a new guitar, right? So I want it to be like my Telly, have the back of the neck completely sanded down to the wood. So that's what I'm looking for. And the pickup, well, this one's got a tremolo and all kinds of stuff, so it's not even in the ballpark, but it is white and maple fretboard, so that's the only part that this gets. But other than that, we've got a few red ones, we've got a blue, I don't mind this blue here. I've been looking at that color. It doesn't, I don't hate it, you know. Of course, my favorite is the white, but like I said, slim pickings. But this is what I want as far as the neck goes. And this one should have, well, maybe not. Sometimes even when they're relic, they don't. Yeah, see, I wouldn't even take this one because it's lightly sanded. It's not even sanded. Like, I'll show you my, well, we'll look at the pictures here a little bit more, and then I'll show you my telly, and then you'll know exactly what I mean, what I'm looking for as far as necks, the back of the neck. Let me just go back to chat real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, Brad says about a month that he's had that guitar. Cool. Bruce, your days of riding are never over, my friend. Never say never. I know, even if you have something like, you know, you're saying your eyes are shot or whatever, technology changes a lot of stuff that we can do. so never say never. You never know. All right, let me go back to the selections. Again, see, there's 12. So now if I put 57 in there, I don't know if that'll change things very much. Oh, 57 has 38 listings, but I didn't put the price. Let me go back to put the price. We'll go to 6,000. And let's see, 15 listings in the 57s. So very slim. Oh, we've got one here. This one looks like I would like that. So the body is good. What's the neck? The neck is good. See? I don't know if you guys can see that on YouTube as far as a picture of the neck there. But that's what I want, basically, the neck like this. So this one is actually not bad. That would fit my needs perfectly. The only thing is the price. I'm looking to spend about 35 to 4. 4 is kind of my ceiling as far as that goes, because now we're looking at 49, so basically $5,000 plus 328 shipping, and I'm sure there'll be a brokerage fee as far as taxes when it hits Canada, because this is coming out of United States. Yeah, where is that? Anaconda MT. What's MT? Somebody know where MT is? But this is by far the closest match to what I'm looking for in over 3 weeks of looking. This is the first one that's come up that is that would fit what I'm looking for. So that's one, folks, out of months of looking that we found, but it's still overpriced, over my price range. So Montana, MT is Montana. Okay. Brad says, all it takes is some sand. I'm not taking the sandpaper to my custom shop guitar. I don't know what I'm doing unless somebody else knew what they were doing and could guarantee they were not going to screw it up. Maybe. But my goal is to find exactly what I'm looking for as far as guitar, pay the price that I'm comfortable paying, maybe a little more if I have to, because it doesn't look like we're going to find anything cheaper unless we wait another year after this whole situation with the virus ends and things start to get back to normal, and then we start to see some prices come back in line with, you know, the market. Basically right now everything is completely inflated, and as you can see, the inventory is very low on these types of things. Same thing with Gibsons. If you look for Gibson custom shops like R8s and R9s and stuff like that, it's a very slim pickings compared to where it was just over a year ago or whatever, before all this stuff happened. I don't know what, but everybody decided to go buy guitars and have money now. But if you're selling one of these things are selling within a few days, so the market's hot for that stuff. Quentin has a Dremel. Yes, we know about your Dremel. I'm not taking a Dremel to my guitar. I'm sorry. I don't have it in me, my friend. Yeah, I hear you. Hand 36 Solis has a good point. Something like that, you got to play it. The problem is that the location that I'm in now, back when I was in Ontario, I would have that option because there was a couple of stores that did have custom shop guitars, and you could go in and you could try them. They had, a fair bit of stock. Even those stores now, if I go online and I check their stock, is very, very light. But here, we don't have that option, and even the store that we have here in town, along McQuaid, is a smaller one, and they don't stock Fender custom shops. They can get it, they can order it from corporate or whatever and bring it in, but even they don't have any stock at all in the 56 and 57 white. They don't have any 56 or 57 reissues, no matter what color. If I found one on Long McQuaid, then I could get my buddy that works there, who manages a store here in Grand Falls. He could order it, and then I could play it. And if I liked it, take it. And if I don't, then he would just, send it back to whichever store had it in their inventory. Then it would be fine. But like I said, it's impossible. Long McQuaid has no stock on these things throughout all of Canada. So I don't know. It's one of those things, right? So I'm not in a huge rush for it. I'd love to have it because I really, I'm doing some recording and stuff, and I'd like to have that Strat in there. But like I said, I'm not in a huge rush. I might have to wait and see how things settle down after we get back to somewhat normalcy. Brad says, I agree. I never would have bought this one. I'm just looking at it. But yeah, if you can play them, obviously it's the best thing you could do. I've never bought any of my guitars that I have, in which I don't have many right now. I've got 3 Les Pauls and a Tele, and then I've got my bass. But all those guitars, I was able to go to the store, pick them up, and try them. The R9, I went to the person's house who was selling it, picked it up, tried it. The Custom, I met the guy in Montreal, I played it, and before I bought it, I played all of them. So I definitely agree that is the way to go if you can, but right now in my situation, I don't think I'm going to have that option unless something happens in the next 6 months here, and there is one in this area that I can go and actually pick up and play, and then if I like it, purchase it. But I'm not seeing that happening anytime soon. Let's see. When you have to go back. Yeah, so Janice, because what's going to happen once we go back to being able to travel and normal again, I will be traveling to Toronto probably a few times a year to go to the studio in Mississauga where I work to do some in-studio stuff. So when I do go there, then I can go to those stores that I would, know they have, if they have any of the stock that I'm looking for, then I could play them, and then I could actually buy it there and bring it back with me. So that's a plan that I am going to do. But again, we're not going back to the studio or office until 2022. They've already said that 2021 is completely offices, studio, everything is closed for everyone. And that's not changing. And even if everybody gets vaccinated by the summer and they're not opening their doors until 2022. So it's going to be the rest of the year before I even travel, and then it would probably be mid-2022 by the time that I would go back as far as for work or something. So if you do have a question for me in the chat, just go ahead and tag me, and I will see that, and we can do that. So 15 listings for the 57 and 12 for the 56 reissues. That's all that's available on Reverb. So very slim. But if you have one of those and you're looking to sell, the market's hot for sellers. Let me put that over here and bring that back. All right. Yeah, I'm the reason Brad had to get that guitar. So, but I'm sure you're happy with it, right? So good on me. Hey, Blackjack guitar nut in the house. So, all right. So 844. Let me see here. Let me go back. Take that. Oh, not that. All right. I've been pretty much happy with the live streaming setup that I'm using here. I'm using Ecamm for those who are curious and want to know what I've kind of settled on as far as live streaming platforms. I use many different things because I have to know different things for work, but I've kind of settled on Ecamm. I'm very, very disappointed with the big system that I have for work, which is a big TriCaster system. It's just problems all the time. When it works great, and there's a lot of options and a lot of flexibility of things you can do for production work. But it just crashed again today, and I'm just about at the end of my rope with that thing. I might just get rid of it and just stick with some real simple stuff. Like Ecamm is kind of that in-between stuff. Not super simple, but not super hard. Does a lot of the things that I need it to do. So again, I don't know. I might just go this route or something else even simpler. I've been doing some stuff for work with StreamYards even, and StreamYards has been holding up really well for some of the more simple productions that I have to do. So I'm just so disappointed with the TriCaster stuff. You're paying like 30 grand for these big systems and broadcast systems, and they're just always issues and things going on. So it just goes to show you in technology, stuff that's real expensive sometimes isn't the best. So I have to try a lot of different things and configure stuff and test. And in my testing in the last year or so of doing a lot of things with different software, Ecamm, if you're on a Mac, highly recommended. If you're on a PC, as far as a paid software or whatever, vMix seems to be the go-to thing. And then for free stuff, OBS is really good, and they're always updating the program, so OBS is really good. But StreamYards is it's been doing very well, and I think they're going to be adding some more features to it soon. So can't beat it for the price and for the how simple it is to use. That's for sure. Hey, Clive 54, Clive Live 54 in the house. How are you? There he is. Hello, peeps. So yeah, it was a fun show last week, and we're going to be doing some more shows with guests in the future, and we'll be using Ecamm. That's what we used. We didn't use StreamYards last week to do the with my drummer or past drummer Neil. Had him as a guest, and we used Ecamm to do it. Ecamm can bring in 4 guests, so it works well for that. What I need to test out next on some of these software is actual jamming with people to see how it holds up. I know it won't be completely in sync, but I think it's possible. So I might do some testing in the next couple of weeks to see what that's like, and that could be a kind of a project to work on as a live stream thing to see how we can make that work. Paul Lou, how are ya? There we go. Guitar Hack had some Glenn Levitt, 14-year-old single malt Scotch. Wow. I wouldn't know what that is. I haven't drank anything, or because I've been on this keto diet for 3 years now, and you really can't drink on that diet. So I've had a few beers here and there, like really rare. But that's it. There's no beer even in the house. Usually I had a case of beer around or somewhere, and then if people come over or whatever, but it's been a long time. Been a long time since I rock and roll. All right, hold on. So let me show you the telly and give you a... So this neck here, believe it or not, on the telly is exactly the same neck that I would be getting on the 56 reissue Strat. I thought it was a different neck. Well, I don't know if I can do this. You can see how thick that is, but it is a 1056 V-neck. I thought it was like a U neck, but when I looked at the actual spec sheets that came with the guitar, they give you this little pamphlet with everything about the guitar and the neck and everything, and that's exactly what it is. It's a 1056 V on this, and this is a 51 reissue Telecaster. But you can see the back of the neck is completely sanded, and I just love it. It just feels great. The fretwork on this is absolutely spot on. They're all rolled fret edges, so you can't feel nothing on the side. Even in different, because it's winter here, and then in the summer it's humid and stuff, and you'd think that the wood would expand, but I don't know. It hasn't moved since I've gotten it. I've had this guitar just over a year now, and it's been great. The only thing I might have to do in the next, anytime now, maybe adjust a truss rod a little bit, but even that hasn't. It's been a rock solid neck. It hasn't barely moved, if any. But the killer with these is they're vintage spec, right? So it's not like adjusting your truss rod would be the truss rod, up here where you'd put the Allen key and it's like a Gibson or whatever. You have to physically, take the 4 screws out of the back and you pop the neck out, because the screw is right down there. Right there. So in order to get to it, you got to pop the neck out a little bit, and then you got to make your adjustment, put the neck back in, and then and then if it's not right, then you got to do it again. So that's kind of a pain in the arse. The new Strats and stuff, they have either a wheel there that you can put an Allen key in and you just kind of do that with it, or they have it on the top, like a lot of guitars do. But when you're buying a custom shop from Fender anyway, they really make it to spec. So basically what it was back in 51, that's what you're getting. But this neck is absolutely amazing. So that's why I want that Strat to have that same feel and that same neck. So there it is. Swing better. Yeah, it is it's definitely a big neck, but it's so comfortable and it plays amazing. If you're not into big necks, obviously you're not going to gel with that, but for some reason I just, I like them. Let me see, I'm just going down a yeah. That's why it doesn't move. Maybe it's so thick it doesn't even budge in any temperature. But it's a great guitar. I really like it. Let's see. Guitar Man 45. We got Absolute Mayhem in the house. How's it going? Yeah, Telecaster porn. There you go. If you're into Telecasters, man, these 51, 52 reissues are just great guitars. If I had unlimited funds and I was looking for another guitar, I would get another Tele for sure. And because that one has a humbucker in the neck, it's a set lover humbucker, and then the custom shop single coil in the bridge, which is absolutely amazing. But I'd like to get the traditional Tele set up with that lipstick pickup in the neck, and I would buy a 52 reissue or something with that same neck profile if I did, for sure. Let's see. You shouldn't be able to access the adjustment by pulling the pick guard back. You shouldn't have. I don't think so, Brad. I looked at it, and it doesn't look like you can get in there unless you pop the neck up. I mean, I haven't really tried, but everything I look at, and even by moving that pick guard, I don't think it's going to give you enough clearance to do it, because the screw is basically half out and then half in the actual pocket. So you can't get a screwdriver in there to actually move it. So Jamal's in the house. There's that Bruce. Jamal's in the house. How are you, Jamal? Hope you're doing well. I've seen Jamal in a few other streams that I frequent here and there. And then Jamal's works at the airport, I believe, and I don't know if that industry's been hurting with all the stupid virus stuff. So I hope you're doing well, my friend, and not affected by all the horse crap. Congratulations on sticking to keto. I don't like to call it a diet. It's a life choice. It absolutely is a life choice. You're absolutely right, Terry. That's for sure. I stuck to it for 2 years, then retired and started cheating. Don't feel as good as I did. Yeah, I mean, for me, I did it because I had to really do something because I was having some issues with my stomach and stuff. It was pretty bad and was getting worse. and doctors couldn't really figure out. They were giving me medication and said I would have to try this medication, try that, and it was just going back and forth. Nothing was really helping it that much, and then I just decided, let me try this. Then I tried the keto diet, and it completely changed. Like, all the issues I was having with my stomach went away. I lost 50 pounds on it within probably 4.5 months. It was crazy how fast that happened. And I felt great. I mean, had energy. I don't eat lunch. I just have the same breakfast every day, which is bacon and eggs every day. And for lunch, I'll have a coffee, and I buy these keto bars. Basically, they're just a little bar, and they're just made with protein and stuff. So I have one of those for lunch, and that's it. And then I'd have a regular dinner, tonight I had a steak with vegetables, I think broccoli or something like that. That's it. And then I'm not hungry during the day. I'm not looking for snacks at night or anything like that, as before I was all the time. It was crazy. The hardest thing for me was to stop chocolate. I was a complete chocolate fanatic. So you could give me a big bag of M&Ms and I wouldn't just eat a few. I'd eat the whole friggin' big bag in one sitting because I was just, I loved it. So having stopped that completely like I did, I mean, I've had a few pieces of chocolate here and there during the last 3 years, obviously. I've, and then once you're in this diet and your body's really adapted to it, you can have different things, just not every day. So I can have a slice of pizza sometimes, and it's not going to destroy all the work that I've done. I'm going to feel a little weird because the carbs and sugar, but within a couple hours, that's gone. And then I just go back to doing what I was doing, and nothing changes. You're still in what they call ketosis at that point. So your body doesn't change at that point. But if you went back to doing all the stuff that you were doing prior to it, like having carbs every day and stuff like that, then obviously you're going to run into issues. That's for sure. Let's see. Usually there's a notch machined in the wood between the... No, not this one. There's no notch or nothing. It's just flat. So you see the screw, and then it goes right in the pocket. There's no notch or anything. Let's see. Let's go down to chat. Brad Miller says, if you're speaking of airports, check out my F14. I did see that on YouTube. You posted something. I watched. I don't know if I just saw the clip or something. I don't think I saw the whole video. But was that the real deal? That's pretty cool. What would happen if you have to watch your cholesterol? See, this is the thing with this diet or whatever, or with diets in general. You've been told that cholesterol is bad for you. Your brain is made up of cholesterol, believe it or not. So what's bad for you is all the other stuff that goes in combination with the good and bad cholesterol that makes it, clog up arteries and things of that nature. But on this diet, on keto, where you're very much eliminating all the sugars, you're still a little bit of sugar, not very much, and your body starts burning, fat as energy and not sugar. It just changes how your body processes stuff. So cholesterol in this diet is not a bad thing. I mean, because like I said, I eat bacon and eggs every day, and I've gotten checkups and everything, blood work, everything. My doctor has been like, I can't believe, they're just amazed at how everything has changed because of this diet and what I'm eating. They're checking my levels. Everything is good. So, but again, I'm not a doctor, so I wouldn't tell you, Janice, that if you have some issues with cholesterol and that stuff, and then you start this diet, is everything going to go away? I can't tell you for sure. Everybody's different as far as their body chemistry and stuff. But for me, it helped a lot of the situations that I was going through. And basically, I've been getting checked on a regular basis. And I got blood work done a few months, or actually 3 weeks ago or whatever. And everything was good. So there it is. Jamal says, yeah, it's been a strange deal working around this stuff. So far, I'm doing well, but they're asking folks to retire. Wow. But Jamal, I think once the stuff gets back to normal, that people will want to travel so much that industry is going to boom quite a lot. Hotels, restaurants, concerts, travel, all that stuff, I believe, in my opinion, is going to have a huge boom because people are just like, they can't wait to get the hell out. So hang in there, my friend. I think it'll turn around. Let's hope. Having to take a neck off is an inefficient design. Yeah, I agree, Brad. I agree. But they're making it like it was made back in 51, right? So that's the whole key to these reissues. They stick pretty much. And to me, it wouldn't bother me if there was a kind of little groove there that you could stick an Allen key or something in there to adjust it. It wouldn't bother me, but I guess traditionalists would say, no, they didn't have that in 51. I don't want it now. So they build it to spec that way. Clive says, I'm only 66. I'm hungry all the time. Maybe I'll grow out of it. Well, it's because of what you eat. Carbs will make you hungry all the time. That's basically, carbs turn into sugar and your body processes that for energy, and it's inefficient energy. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire. It just burns real quick and then it's gone and it's looking for more and more and more. So you're always hungry. With keto, you don't get that. As long as you stick with the keto plan, you're not going to get hungry and these spurts of, oh, I got to eat. You're not going to get that anymore. Okay. Brad says that was a real deal video with the jets. That's awesome. I'd like to get into one of those, but I'd probably pass out. They always say the G-forces and stuff are like crazy, and yeah, I don't know if I could handle that, but it would be a rush. It's amazing. Clive agrees with Brad. Like those wheels at the heel. Yeah, I'm with you guys, but it's just not the way they're doing the reissues. You'd be surprised how many people are traveling right now. Is that right? In Canada, man, it's like on the East Coast where I am, the airports, there's only a few airports here in New Brunswick. There's one in Fredericton, one in Moncton, and I believe in St. John. I'm not sure. But WestJet and Air Canada and all these places have all stopped, their regular routes. And if there are a route to Toronto or something, it's like one where there was maybe 4 or 5 before. So they've really cut down. There's not a lot of movement as far as traveling right now. Maybe I'm sure in the States it's different. Because I was watching a video the other day. It was in Florida. It's like nothing is happening there. Like it's not nothing. I mean, there's no virus there. From the looks of things, of how people, like there's people in bars and walking around, no mask, all that stuff. It's a completely different world than what we're living up here for sure. I'm not saying one is right and one isn't, but man, I haven't seen that in so long, and then I see it on TV or whatever. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But it is what it is. Mexico is wide open, even with having a 70. Really, eh? Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we get back to normal soon, but in Canada, they're really, really slow with this vaccine rollout. I'm telling you that much. In the U.S., I think you guys are already over 50-some million vaccinated. Here, I don't even know if we're at 1.5 million. It's crazy. They're really lagging. Really, really lagging. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They say they don't have supply, but at the same time, we heard that there's, a couple thousand in storage somewhere, and they just haven't given them to people yet, and it's just crazy. But what do I know? I'm not a government official rolling out vaccines. All right, so we are at 9:03. Wow, that's 1 hour that always flies by. I really want to thank everybody for jumping in. What do you say we do a quick jam out to end the show? And hi, Rocks the Blues is in the house. How are you, my friend? There you are. We'll play the P90. That's a R6, and we'll end it off with that. Let me see. I'm just trying to think what I could play right now. I think I have something set up here. All right, we'll try a version. This isn't Black Sabbath; it's a version of a Black Sabbath song. Great song I love that song anyway. But I'm sure all of you in the chat will know exactly what it is once it kicks off and starts. But let's do that, and then we'll call it a night. And we'll get back together next week, same time, same channel, hopefully, unless something happens. And sometimes I skip a week because just life in general gets in the way. Guitar Hack says sorry, wrong one. There are gigs in Florida. Yeah, people are playing in Florida. They're going, bars are open and there are gigs. So Guitar Hack, if you move to Florida, you'll be gigging again. So there you go. And you don't like winter, so that's probably your best bet right there, Guitar Hack. Take early retirement, move to Florida, start gigging, and you're all set, man. That's what I'd do if I was in your situation. So all right, let's end the show with some Sabbath. And we will get together next Monday night unless something happens, and then we'll go over some stuff. Again, we'll be looking at bringing some guests in from time to time on the show like we did last week. So once I get some of that stuff set up, I'll let you guys know, and we'll have some conversations and some fun with some folks. All right. So all right, give me a second here to get all set up, and we'll get to rocking. All right.
One, two, three, four.
All right. There you go. All right. Have a great week, folks. And we will see you next Monday night. Same time, same place, hopefully. Unless something changes. But I'm sure I'll see you guys in other chats during the week. And play some guitar, have some fun, and stay safe out there, folks. Thanks for joining me. R2, R3, how are you? Few people jumped in at the last minute. I think I saw Metalhead Hippie in here too. Great to see you. And we'll see you next week. All right. Take care, folks.